So, imagine that your contrasting experience has caused you to give birth to yet another amended desire. So imagine that this desire is out there in your future experience, and you are moving toward it with every thought, word, and action that you're offering. But you know that every subject is really two subjects. It's like picking up a stick that has two ends on it. The subject of wellness on one end, sickness on the other. The subject of financial abundance, plenty of money on one end, not enough on the other. Relationships, feeling really good on one end, not feeling so good on the other. So every subject is like a stick with two ends. So out there in your future is a big long stick called financial abundance. And right now, where all of your power is, you're having an experience which is causing you to offer mental or verbal commentary. So, as you say things or focus on things that feel sort of good to you, you begin progressing toward the end of the stick that will please you when you get there. But as you say things that don't feel so good, you begin proceeding toward the end of the stick that won't feel so good when you get there. There are some of you who say something that feels pretty good and something that feels pretty bad and something that feels pretty good and something that feels pretty bad, something that feels pretty good and something that feels pretty bad. So your proximity to what you really want or what you really don't want doesn't close. It's sort of like you've got this option right now to fork off in the direction of what feels good or to fork off in the direction of what doesn't feel so good. And we see you sometimes, you do a pretty good job of forking toward what you want until you have lunch with someone, and then you fork in the direction of what you don't want, and then you regain your balance and you fork more back in the direction of what you want, and then you watch television, you fork off in the direction of what you don't want, and then you get hopeful about something, you begin looking for positive aspects, and you fork off in the direction of what you want, and then your bills come and you fork off in the direction of what you don't want. And what we're wanting you to understand is that you have control about the direction in which you fork, but we want you to be forking because of the way it makes you feel, not because of what's happening right now in your red hot moment. In other words, as you let this be a vibrational, emotional journey, as you mentally see yourself proceeding toward the corner that has what you are wanting in it rather than the corner who has what you do not want in it, what begins to happen is, as you make the decision that right now from wherever I am, and it doesn't matter where you were before, all of your power is right now. In other words, your ability to begin moving toward or away from, toward what you want or toward what you don't want, is all right here, right now. And what happens as you compare where you are to any others in terms of manifestation, you lose your place relative to what you're doing with your vibration. But when you make it an emotional journey rather than an action journey, and you reach for the best feeling thoughts that you can find, what begins to happen is you begin gradually leaning in the direction of what you are wanting until you just become one who is so clearly expecting, anticipating things to go your way that even when something appears to not be going your way, you know that nothing's wrong, that you're just not understanding everything because it really is going your way, because after all, things always go your way. And eventually what begins to happen is people begin to notice you and they begin to reflect back to you, why is it that things always seem to go your way? And you will tell them, I learned how to fork off in the direction of what feels best. I began to accept the power in every moment. And we think that many of you don't realize the power that you have in every moment. And we want you to leave this gathering really understanding that it is really a matter of, in this now where you have all of your power, of making such peace with where you are that you begin forking in the direction of what feels good.